What's up, everybody? It's your boy, the Italian Stallion, here for another episode of Rebels with a Cause. You know what time it is, baby. It's Wednesday night. It's time for the cause, because that cause don't stop when the clock hits zero. We've got a special show tonight where we are going to with a cause bracket. We hope that anybody that's watching this live or recorded takes a look at the matchups that we're going to be looking at. Of course, tomorrow is the day, guys. The next 4 days that everybody's glued to their computers, their TVs, their phones, watching the NCAA tournament. Whether you've got a team in the fight, whether you don't, you always watch. And it's a really exciting time of year. Of course, I just had a great time myself at the ACC tournament. It was a birthday present bucket list item for me, and it was well worth the trip to Charlotte, and a fun time. And anyway, I just got to really enjoy myself there, and got to see a couple of the teams there, and going to be really interested to see how the ACC, the SEC, all the big dogs do when it comes to this tournament, coming up and so forth. But that being said, we got a lot to talk about. If you're alive, hit that like and subscribe button. We are at 80 subscribers. Would love to be at 100 by the end of the month. It'd be amazing. Two pairs birthdays coming up. We're going to celebrate him next week. Hopefully he'll be in town or available to do it and so forth, just like how we celebrated mine. And, we had a great time. We had a great time last week, and thank you for all those that participated for my birthday. And it was wonderful. That being said, though, guys, just a couple things that I just want to just touch on, because we got a lot to get to and not so much time. But just remember, the views and opinions of this program are not affiliated with those of any other organization or of West High School. These are solely those of the RWAC crew, myself, the Italian Stallion, two-pair Tate, Brian Tate, as well as our coach, our stats guy himself, Mr. Shane O'Mac. And also, just remember, join that chat box live. Point out if we've said something incorrectly, and don't be afraid. Come on here and let's talk about what you guys think for your NCAA tournament. We are going to be filling out this bracket together. It is the Rebels with a Cause bracket. As we decide and pick, we are going to fill it in and submit it, and hopefully win the grand prize as a group. So it'd be very nice. Two pairs running a little late tonight and so forth. He'll be joining us later in the show. But of course, I want to bring on my other co-host. Love having him on. Brings a lot of expertise and the stats to this show, and we're appreciative of him. He's at work right now, so we're going to try to get him on and him out of here as quickly as possible. But show him the love, just like you show myself and two pair the love. The one, the only, Mr. Shane O'Mac. How are you, sir?
Doing good, sir. How are you?
I am great, man. This is my favorite time of the year. We love football. We do, but there's just something about that March Madness that would be crazy if college football ever I ever did something like this truly.
I'm ready to sacrifice my sleep for the next 4 days for this opening round, for these opening
Absolutely.
2 rounds. So.
And it goes by so fast, And here's the thing, Shane, do you remember a time when you didn't have 4 channels? You were at the discretion of the region, if Tennessee was in the tournament, more than likely we'd get a North Carolina or Duke or Kentucky, one of the big blue bloods in this area. And it may not even have been a sexy matchup. They're killing a 16 seed or someone like that, So, but kind of interesting, and I'm grateful that this this expansion and TBS and TNT and True TV have joined in on this, so you can watch any game and not be at the mercy of a shit kicking, and they don't switch it. So
I noticed yesterday, day before, whatever day the basketball and the baseball game were going on, that I can do multiple games on Hulu now.
Nice.
So I'm like, yes, there we go. I'm streaming everything. I'm gonna lose sleep. I've been up since 1 a.m. I won't get off till 6. I'll get a little nap in, go do stuff I got to do with the kid while he's still on spring break, and then right back to watching games.
Well, and Larry Frank, you were on here, bud, and I was hoping you'd be on here. Let me just tell you this, without kind of sneaking ahead, the way North Carolina looked last night and how I watched them at the ACC tournament this past weekend and week, I've got them at least in the Elite Eight. Honestly, they could even make a Final Four run, just like they did a few years ago. So, I mean, it's all about the matchups.
Yeah.
I do not see Ole Miss posing a threat. Iowa State's a different team without their star player out for this tournament. So, and realistically, North Carolina's had Michigan State's number over the
Hmm.
years. So there's no, there's a very good chance you could see Auburn and North Carolina in the Elite Eight. That's what I have in my bracket.
I, I,
So, I
I,
mean,
I think North Carolina is going to be that lower seed that gets their way in.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And they're playing great ball right now. They have found something that's clicked with the lineups. And, I mean, here's the thing, you want to be playing your best
Yep.
now. Not
Yep.
not in December. You don't want to peak then. This is when you want to get hot, and anybody can win this damn thing. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
It's
Kerry
just
Reeves, thanks for joining the show, baby. Thank you. So yeah, yeah. Yeah, Larry, big North Carolina fan. Mediocre UNC teams always make runs. Plus, the disrespect is fuel. Yeah, it's crazy. I think back to the 2000 Ed Cota led team that got to the Final Four and lost to Michigan State in the Final
yep.
Four, but they went pretty far, and they were a very lower
Yeah,
seed and so
that
forth.
was my that was my first UNC jersey that I had back in 8th grade, dude.
Really, really
That,
back then. So
God. Number
yeah,
5. I remember
yeah.
that jersey.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, so they really have shown that, but we are going to break it down and we're going to get started. Since we already are talking about North Carolina, why don't we go on ahead and start going through the South region? Of course, Auburn was picked as the overall number one and basically kind of limped into the tournament, losing three of the last four.
Yeah.
And guys, listen, I hate Bruce Pearl. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. Him and me, he did something to me back when I was in college. Podcaster. I don't really care to talk about the story, but realistically, I have kind of taken some pleasure in his choke jobs. Not when he was with Tennessee, but now that he's been with Auburn. And I just don't see, I have them in the Final Four just because I'm not really impressed with who's in front of them. But I wouldn't be surprised if a North Carolina knocked them off and got to the Final Four. Honestly, I would not. Or maybe a Louisville gets them in Lexington in the second round. I don't know. I mean,
I,
so
I think uh I think his little comment that he made the other day where it's like my guards aren't pussies is going to come back to bite him.
yeah, yeah. Well, and you know what? SEC shouldn't have two number one seeds. I mean, let me ask you this, Larry. Would you at least give Tennessee a number one over Auburn? Would you at least give Tennessee a shot at that one? I'm not. I'm just asking because I thought that the SEC should have at least gotten two, but I don't know. Florida definitely deserved it. Florida deserved it,
Yeah.
but Auburn. I mean, they were really rallying on those merits of all those quad one wins, but
Yeah.
realistically, they're not doing anything right now. So, I mean, I mean, Tennessee beat them head to head. Tennessee should have won the first matchup in Auburn. I really feel Tennessee let one go there, and
Yeah,
I mean,
that game was a nail biter and it came down to the final couple
yeah,
buckets, but
yeah. I will say this much.
Florida in
I
my
think,
opinion is probably the most complete team right now though.
yeah, oh yeah, Florida's a dog. Florida's a dog. Now, I think if Tennessee hadn't lost that heartbreaker to Ole Miss last week or 2 weeks ago before the
Yep.
tournament, they could have really been in play for a number one. I really believe
Yeah,
that.
I
I
think I
think
think it
they
would,
could
I think it
have.
would have flipped a little bit. Either Florida or Auburn went and had the number one and Tennessee would have been there.
Yeah, I mean, I could have seen Florida get South and Tennessee in the West, and then Auburn maybe get that two seed in the Midwest
Yeah.
against Houston. I mean, that could have been something there. So,
Yeah, that'd been
I,
a
I
nice
just,
little matchup.
can I tell you this? Pearl also really showed the true asshole he is in that press conference when the reporter was just asking his job, was just doing his job, says
Mhm.
something along the lines of, do you, or is it time to panic yet? And he was like real smart alecky with him and said, I'm really glad you asked that question, and it's like panicked or whatever. We lost to A&M, Alabama, and Tennessee, yeah, we're
Yeah.
panicked. It's like, your teams have taken nosedives before. You got to one Final Four, but you've had other better talented teams
Yep.
that have not done what they've needed to do. So I think it's a
Yeah.
fair question. So if you were an Auburn fan, how confident are you as the number one overall seed?
Ooh.
If you're an Auburn fan, this goes for the chat. Honestly, I'd be terrified. A lot of
Yeah.
pressure, that number one overall
There's a
seed.
ton of pressure with that one.
Yeah. Yeah. I
And
mean,
Bruce, as much as I love Barnes, Bruce chokes also.
yeah,
'Cause-
he does. He
yep.
does. I mean, Kelvin Sampson has things to answer for. You know, a lot of people are liking that Gonzaga upset. If Gonzaga gets by Georgia, some people like that Gonzaga upset over Houston on Saturday.
Gonzaga always brings it in March. They're at least going to be in the 32-16.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting how that goes. But let's go back to the South region and we'll pick this together. And like I said, we're going to go with majority here. And that's how this bracket works. So I'm going to pose it. Auburn is going to play Alabama State, who won an incredible at the end there last
That was
night against St.
crazy.
Francis. So my question is, do we see the upset of a 16-1 only happen two other times, or does Auburn safely get by this one? What does everybody
Oh,
think? So yeah.
ooh. Auburn safely gets by, but it's going to be. I think Alabama State comes in, plays pretty good the first half, but then just the overall skill of Auburn will get them through.
Gotcha. Carrie, if you're still on, definitely put what your pick is and so forth. I would love to see what you have. So I got Larry with Auburn. Shane, you've got Auburn. I've got Auburn. That's majority, but I still want Kerry just to put a pick down as well since he's participating in this as well. If Tennessee didn't lose to Ole Miss, they would have been a number one seed. Duke should have been the overall number one seed. I agree with that. I mean,
I agree too.
yeah, I mean, honestly, love them or hate them, Duke really has shown they can play without Cooper Flag. I don't know what his status is going to be. They say he's going to play, but they're good enough to win at least one or two games without him if he's not
Yeah,
available himself. So, but Duke is one of the teams right now. They've only lost one game since November, and the team had flu against Clemson at Clemson.
yeah,
So I'm not
yeah.
making excuses, but shit,
I think Duke can go all the way to the Sweet 16 before they need him.
yeah, absolutely, and probably play in Arizona or in Oregon,
Yeah,
someone like that. So yeah, for sure. So yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, Larry hates Duke. I know that much. So I know he does, being a Carolina fan. So, hey, but you know what, Larry? It should make you feel a little bit better. At least it's not completely hopeless for North Carolina. I think that if the roles were reversed, it would be a little bit more like if Carolina wasn't in the tournament, like that would make it harder, especially with a super Duke team as what they seem like they have this year. Where in years past they haven't been that good. You know
yeah.
what I mean? So, but anyway, all right. So got Auburn going on. Okay, now this matchup, Louisville in 8 seed. Okay, Louisville was a half away from winning the ACC tournament, fell short against Duke. They're playing Creighton, and the game's in Lexington. That's almost like a home game for Louisville. I don't
Yep.
think that the committee did Auburn any favors as a number one overall seed, that your potential next game is against a team 2 hours in Louisville and you're playing in
Yeah.
Lexington. I mean, what happened there? So, I mean, so
But Creighton's always been sneaky good.
they
But
have,
I'm so
they have.
I'll go Louisville. I'll go
Yeah,
Louisville.
I've got Louisville too. What say you guys? Louisville. All right, so we've got Louisville moving on. Okay. Now, here's my big upset that I'm going to go with. It's the 5-12 game, and traditionally the 5-12 game is one of those games where you pick the 12 seed. But this year, I didn't see it except for this matchup. Everybody's on the Michigan bandwagon, but I saw them get smoked by Illinois a couple of weeks ago, and nobody's really seen UC San Diego play. I'm going to call it right now. UC San Diego beats Michigan, and that's my upset of a 12-5.
You know what?
I think the other fives
I'm
win respectively. Could be wrong, but I think this one is
I'm
UC
I'm
San
I'm gonna
Diego.
go with that one solely out of I spent 3 years living in San Diego.
That's right, you did. That's right, you
Yep.
did. So, all right, Carrie, Larry, what do you think? Does UC San Diego have the brass to get it done tomorrow against Michigan, or does Michigan survive in advance? What do y'all think? So. Yep. So Kerry's got UC San Diego. So we've got the majority. So we're
Yep.
going to go with UC San Diego. I found myself when I was doing my bracket, I was hoping that I didn't go too chalk. You know what I mean? And sometimes, like last year, I felt that I didn't go chalk enough sometimes, and then I went too chalk. Or like like honestly, it was just one of those things where I never did think that Auburn was going to lose in the first round, and it happened. I mean, it
Yeah.
really did. So yeah,
I don't think any of us saw that one last year.
yeah. All right, so Michigan has all their timeouts plus the W. Give me the Wolverines. Okay, so we got 3-1 there. So we got 3-1 there. We'll go with UC San Diego, but I would not be surprised if Michigan wins
Is
that one.
Chris
So
is Chris Webber going to be at the game?
He's got other stuff to do. He will never get over that. So it's almost like how they never let Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame or whatever.
that
Chris Webber will never attend another Michigan game. So yeah, but
Oh, he attended one. They had the whole like Fab Five there when Jawan was coaching.
so he did go to that one. Okay, all right. So I stand corrected. So he did go
I'm
to that
pretty I'm
one.
pretty
So
sure I'm pretty sure there's like a huge deal about it.
yeah, well that was good that they did that. So yeah, all right. So here's the next one. This one intrigues me. Um, Texas A&M, a 4 seed against Yale. Ivy League normally doesn't win, but Yale did get it done last year. Do they make it 2 years in a row? So
Ooh.
New Orleans has been good to Carolina for the most part when the Final Four has been there.
Ooh. I don't see the Ivy League winning.
I think the Aggies. I got the Aggies winning this
Yeah.
one. So, but
I,
Buzz
I just
Williams is actually a good coach. So yeah. So
yeah, I just don't see Yale taking over A&M. Plus, I know you look at how strong the SEC's been this year, and I think the way
mhm.
the way this conference has been has prepped everyone for this tournament.
I think so too. I think so too. I mean, now I say that. Now the next game we're about to pick, where I think we're. I mean, I feel bad for Ole Miss. I think that they're going to be running into a buzzsaw of a North Carolina team. This is not an 11 seed they're playing. I
No,
think they're playing like another 6 seed, to be honest with you. And the metrics have shown Ole Miss has kind of limped into this tournament. They did have the win against Tennessee, but Ole Miss has been playing like the 49th best team in the country. Carolina's been playing as the ninth best if you look at the
but
metrics.
it's
So,
UNC all day on that one.
yeah, I've got UNC winning that one over Ole Miss, and I don't even think it's going to be close. I really do not. So,
I don't
yeah.
either. I think Ole Miss got lucky against us. We just weren't hitting things that night. But this is a Tar Heel team that's on a can't really call it a revenge tour, but they're on a mission to prove themselves.
They are, and let me tell you this: what is shown in this tournament, if you've got good guard play and it's clicking for you right at the right time, Elliot Cadeau is running the point now. R.J. Davis is playing off the ball as a shooting
Yep.
guard, and it's working for Carolina. It really is. And then they found a big guy with Lupin down low to complement what they've been lacking the last couple of years, in my opinion. Not that Baycott wasn't a good player. It's just that he was stiff. Lupin seems way more athletic than
Yeah.
Baycott is. So, but yeah, UNC wins this game hands down. Now, Iowa State, who there was talk of them at one point being a 1 or a 2 seed in January before injuries mounted their ugly head. They're the 3 seed going up against 14 seed Lipscomb. So what do we say there at this point?
Uh, Let me think on that one.
Yeah, everybody's going with UNC, which I thought so. I got Iowa State, but I'm going to tell you this: I got North Carolina beating them on
Yeah.
or Sunday. They play Sunday. Excuse me, it's
Yeah.
Sunday. So yeah, but
Yeah, I think Iowa State.
all right. So we'll put the Cyclones in. They're good for one win there as a 3 seed. So it's been a minute since a 14 has beaten a 3 seed. By the way,
Yeah.
it has. So I believe it was Mercer upsetting Duke in the 2014 NCAA tournament. So I have not
Yep.
seen a 14 beat a 3 since, unless I'm missing something. So this next game, very, very interesting battle. Marquette, a 7 seed, against the New Mexico Lobos, a 10 seed. And New Mexico has one of the most exciting point guards in this tournament, from what I understand, and so does Marquette. So it's going to be a battle of which point guard leads their team to victory. I picked New Mexico because you have to pick a 10 over a 7 and everything, and I liked this one of all the 10 and 7 seeds, to be honest with you, that I was watching. So yeah.
I'm going Marquette.
You gonna go Marquette? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what do you guys think, Carrie, Larry? Do you got Marquette or do you got New Mexico in that 7-10 seed? So yeah, yeah, and Carrie Carrie says Lipscomb's very dangerous, but whoever wins loses to UNC in the second round. I think the same as well. So yeah, yeah. And I'm actually going to go on ahead and put UNC in the Sweet 16 based off of that. We all kind of agree on that route right now and so forth. So Kerry's got New Mexico, Larry's got New Mexico. So the
Uh,
Rebels with a cause will go with New Mexico. So all
I'll
right.
eat my crow. I'll eat my crow if
Well,
I'm
if
wrong.
you're right, you're right. We will give you your props next week because we're going to go over this and obviously
Yep.
pick the next round of games when it's official for the Sweet
Yep.
16 and the Elite Eight. Okay, Michigan State and Bryant, the Bulldogs from Bryant, 2 versus a 15. Uh, uh, I think Izzo's got this one.
Yeah. This is all Izzo.
Yeah, this is
It's
all
Michigan
Izzo.
State all day.
Yeah, so I'm gonna move them on. So okay, now what I did want to say is as we keep going in the South region, based on our picks, Auburn versus Louisville in Lexington. It's going to be on a Sunday, or I'm sorry, Saturday. Saturday. What do we think? Do we think that Auburn gets by Louisville, or does that Lexington pro Louisville crowd kind of turn? Here's the other thing too. I was looking at who else was playing that day, and Tennessee is going to be there as well. Would the Tennessee fans help Louisville, root for Louisville, to get that victory? So yeah.
I think it's gonna be a very hostile environment. Give me Louisville.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I've been going back and forth on this one. I would not be surprised if Louisville beats them. I mean, Chad Kelsey's a hell of a coach. He just won
Yeah.
the ACC Coach of the Year. I mean, the turnaround that Louisville has done in 1 year is, I mean, guys, they won 6 games total last year, and they've won 26 this year. I mean, are we kidding?
I think the
27?
environment. I really think the environment is gonna be too much for Auburn.
Yeah, yeah. So, well, and I'll tell you this, if you're an Auburn fan, it's almost like, just be prepared to win regular season titles because if they don't make a run with this group, not saying that they're not going to take a step back, but it's definitely, one of those things. So,
Yep.
Louisville beats Auburn. They're
They're better than their seed.
better than their seed. Larry, you are hosed with an 8 seed. I mean, the final AP poll just came out, and they were the number 10 team in the country. What disrespect is that? Like, I mean, seriously. So yeah, Louisville upsets Auburn. All right, so we're all going to go with Louisville. Pearl chokes like a back alley hooker at 2 a.m. He does. He does. Hell with him. So
Is there gonna be another alimony's opened up?
I think so. I think so. So yeah. Why not? Why not?
God,
I will say
that
this much. I will say this much. Fuck them if they lose. Honestly, I will just. I mean, and then calling his guards pussies. I mean, Jesus. Oh my God, what is wrong with him? I mean, uh, anyway. All right.
that's
So
still the
what
greatest
about?
thing ever when his ex-wife opened up that salon and named it Alimony's.
Yeah. Oh, Carrie. No, I watch this Louisville team. I mean, they're well coached. They're not afraid of nobody. They are not afraid of anybody. And the thing is, they ran out of gas against Duke. I mean, 3 games in 3 days. They had to win on a buzzer beater against Stanford. They really took it to Clemson and had to fend off a 15-minute comeback in the last 3 minutes. And they were up by 5 against Duke. I mean, Louisville is good. I mean, they're well coached. And I will say this. Louisville has unfortunately had that stigma of being in Kentucky's shadow. And the thing is they have a history of basketball. I know they had to forfeit the NCAA tournament with the strippers and all that stuff under Patino, but let's be real, that team was the national champion that year, no matter what, honestly. And the thing is I think college basketball is more fun when the traditional teams are in the mix. So, but what do you guys think? A&M get it done, or does the Cinderella story keep going for UC San Diego?
Ooh, give me UC San Diego. Give me my Cinderella.
Okay. All right. I've got A&M. Actually, no, that's a lie. I've got UC San Diego. So I'm going to go with UC San Diego taking out the Aggies. Carrie, Larry, what do you think? Okay, Larry's got the Aggies. All right. Let's see here. All right, so we got a tie. Okay. All right, let me see if I've got a coin. Hold on 1 second. Let's see here if I got a coin. Do you got a coin on you, Shane?
I'm checking. Nope, I do not.
Heads is okay. All right. Let's see here. All right, I got one right now. Larry, I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 10. If you're closest to it without going over, we'll go Aggies. If you're not closest to it, um, we'll go UC San Diego. It was 3. It was 3. So we're going to go with UC San Diego. We're going to go UC San Diego, but I will give you guys props if well, Kerry would have picked 3. Kerry would have picked 3. So, but we'll go with UC San Diego. But here's the thing: I would not be surprised if the Aggies get it done. We've already picked Carolina. What about Michigan State against New Mexico? What do we think about that one? Michigan State against New Mexico. In my bracket, I've got Sparty moving on over New Mexico Sunday evening in Cleveland. So. What do you think, Shane? Sparty or New Mexico? Michigan State. All right. So we got majority Michigan State. We got majority Michigan State going on. So, okay. I think I lost Shane. I think I lost him for a moment. Well, we'll keep going. All right. So based off of the Rebels with a Cause bracket, Louisville against UC San Diego. These games would be in Atlanta. UNC against Michigan State down in Atlanta. I'm just going to say it right now. I've got UNC beating Michigan State. And based off of this, I've got Louisville. So it would be an all ACC matchup in the Elite Eight. And let's see here. Kerry, you've got Michigan State. So, Larry, you've got the Tar Heels. Let me ask you this, Kerry. If UNC and Louisville threw down in the Elite Eight, who would you take in that one? Because me personally, I think UNC would probably get it done just because I trust Lupin over Louisville's big men. I think the guards wash each other out, and I'd probably take Carolina in the Final Four. But you take Louisville, Kerry. Larry, I assume you'd take North Carolina over Louisville if they were to hypothetically play in the Elite Eight, if I'm not mistaken. So see here, Kerry's got Michigan State in the Final Four. So Larry, that's the thing. Like, I mean, this would kind of prove that he deserved the extension if they get, I mean, to get to 2 Final Fours in your first 4 years. I mean, That's pretty good. That's pretty good right there. I mean, you got to be doing something right. That's what I think. So, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, realistically, if Louisville plays UNC, I probably would go Louisville. I probably would go Louisville now that I'm thinking about it. So the Cards go to the Final Four. So we got Louisville as the representative in in the Final Four. Okay. All right. Now let's move on to the West region. We're just going to go down our bracket, then we'll go across. We got Florida against Norfolk State, the 16 seed. I think that we all will probably have taken Florida. I'm not a Gator by any means, but I definitely respect good basketball and fun basketball to watch. And they definitely are a complete team, in my opinion. They're deep. They've got size. They're athletic. They can shoot the ball. They're very well coached. They play defense. So yeah, I definitely got the Gators as well, Florida. So we agree on that. Now, this is a game that I'm excited about. UConn going for that three-peat. Teams have not made that three-peat. They're the 8 seed against Oklahoma, the 9 seed. Does UConn get it together and at least get one more against Oklahoma? And are they that team that finds lightning in a bottle and takes down the mighty Gators that a lot of people are picking right now to win the whole damn thing? So, yeah, yeah. So, yeah. Yeah, no, I agree with you, man, on that one. Yeah, yeah. Basketball is different than football, with that. So, all right, I got UConn too. Larry, do you got UConn? So yeah, Huskies. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna go with UConn in that one. That's going to be a very, very interesting matchup. By the way, definitely difference of styles. Okay, now we've got another 5-12 matchup, and I know Memphis has that player that's got the hurt foot, got hurt in that AAC tournament, but realistically, I've got them I think they handle business against Colorado State at least. So I don't see the upset in this 5-12 matchup. What do you guys think? Again, this is our Rebels with a Cause bracket. If you guys pick Colorado State, I will put them in there because we're going with majority since this is our bracket that I will be entering tomorrow in the ESPN. So just give me So Kerry's got Memphis too. Memphis, so we got a trifecta of Memphis at this point. So, okay. All right. Now, number 4 seed Maryland. A lot of people aren't really talking about this team. They're very good starters wise, but they really don't have much of a bench. They're coming out of the Big Ten with a 25-8 record. They take on Grand Canyon. Their Grand Canyon won their conference. They're 26-7 in the 13 seed. I have Maryland in my bracket in this one. By the way, these games are going to be played Friday and Sunday in Seattle. So, let's see here. Maryland. Kerry's got Maryland. I've got Maryland. So we're going to go with Maryland on that one. Okay. All right. Now, moving on to the 6-11 matchup. Missouri. Yep, Terps win. Terps win. Yep, absolutely. Now we're going to move on to the 6-11 matchup. Missouri 22-11 against Drake, who's 30-3. I actually have Drake in this upset. I've got Drake winning this one. I almost feel that this year, I think I've picked more 11 seeds than I did 6 seeds. And it's almost like maybe that 5-12 matchup has been replaced with the 6-11s. But, let me know what you guys think. Do you guys got Missouri moving on, or do you think Drake pulls the upset? Because I don't care who you are, you win 30 games, you got to be somewhat good. You have to be somewhat good in this tournament and your respective league. Missouri is another team that kind of limped into the tournament. Again, brutal schedule, but you want to be playing your best basketball. I like their coach. I like Missouri's coach and what he's done over there, but I think Drake is gonna definitely get that Cinderella thing going. So I don't like Drake the rapper, but I like this Drake for the upset. I like that, Larry. I do. So yeah, Drake is one of my upsets too. Good job, Kerry. I think we're all we know enough basketball that we're in tune of what's going on. Again, could be wrong, but let's roll with Drake in this one. Again, I like to make. I don't want to be too chalky. Can't stress that enough. because this tournament we've seen very good teams just choke out there, not be prepared, and the moment be too big for certain teams. And there's something to be said about some of these experienced senior teams when it comes to this tournament. You see some grown men out there playing, and these younger guys aren't used to that. But number 3 seed Texas Tech against UNC Wilmington. Texas Tech's another team that kind of was in line for a 1 or 2 seed, but they did get a 3. I like the Red Raiders. They play really good defense and can shoot the ball when they're on. They've also shot themselves out of games. But I think that they're good enough to take out the 14 seed UNC Wilmington. What say you guys in this matchup? Okay, Larry's got the Red Raiders for the win. So we're going to go with Texas Tech on that one. So, okay. All right, now this one I've been going back and forth on. Yeah, Texas Tech is a dangerous team too. You're definitely right about that. So this one, talk about two underachieving teams. Got the name, got the coaches, but I don't know where it went wrong. But you've got the preseason #1 Kansas Jayhawks as the 7 seed against John Calipari and his 10 seed Arkansas Razorbacks. I'm not a Kansas fan. I can't stand Bill Self, but I think that Kansas is just a little bit better. And I think it's going to be a seniors versus freshmen thing. Can't stand Hunter Dickinson, but I think Kansas does just enough to win that game. What does everybody else think? Kerry's going Arkansas. I like it. I can't hate it. I just am going off of experience. So, Larry, you're the tiebreaker. Are we going Razorbacks or Rock Chalk Jayhawk? Kansas wins, Calipari chokes. Okay, so we're going to go with Kansas in that one. Okay. All right, and I think this one will probably be unanimous. Rick Pitino taking the St. John's Red Storm and taking the country by storm. It's another fun team to watch if you haven't caught them. I've watched them a couple times this year. They play Omaha. No disrespect to Omaha, I think St. John's wins this going away. So I think everybody, unless I'm in the minority, I think that St. John's gets this done quite easily and so forth. Probably done by halftime, and I'd be shocked if it wasn't. So yeah, but what say you guys? Not Slick Rick, the restaurant freak. St. John's wins. So yeah, yeah. I like the Red Storm, and I mean, I will give Rick Pitino this. I'll give him this. He has won everywhere he goes except for the Celtics, but where would Kentucky be if he had never left? He'd almost be like I would almost dare say Nick Saban-esque at Kentucky, because I think Tubby, no disrespect to him, he still had to win the title. He got gifted a lot of talent there at Kentucky in that three championships in a row they went to, losing the middle one to Miles Simon and Mike Beebe and Wildcats, but the other Wildcats, but that was a 3-year, 4-year run by Kentucky that was just sick, just sick. So yeah, for sure. So all right, so moving on, we've got Florida versus UConn. Got Florida versus UConn. I'm going to go with Florida. I think that the three-peat run ends for UConn. I would not be shocked if Connecticut gets it done. Dan Hurley, he's a jerk, but he finds way to wins. He's a very good coach. I just think Florida's just too talented for them. I would be shocked if Florida lost this game, but I would not be surprised because there's something to be said about experience in this tournament. They did lose a lot from these last two championship teams, but they still got some players that know what it's like to win. And the Gators don't have many players on their team that know what it's like to win. So, but at the end of the day, I think Florida's too talented. So I'm going to go with Florida. I already see that Larry has put his answer of the Gators. Kerry, going to go UConn in a close game. I would not be surprised. I would not. I mean, and here's the other thing too. I don't know which game is going to go first, but here's the thing. If the game is close, with Florida and Yukon, I could definitely see the Mississippi State and Duke fans or the Duke and Baylor fans kind of ganging up and really making it hard for Florida. So that's another thing that happens in these tournament games. Depending on where you're at, if your team wins, you could have the other three fan bases kind of turn on you. And I've seen teams lose because of that. I really have. If you even hang around, like if your team hasn't played yet, you're there for both games. But if you've lost, maybe you don't want to stay for that second one. You just want to go home. But you did pay for the ticket for two games, so think about that as well. But Memphis and Maryland. I actually picked Maryland in this one. The only reason I picked that was because of the young man getting hurt for Memphis. So I could see Memphis winning that game. But the thing is with his playing status up in the air and them not being at full strength, I think Maryland's good enough to get by Memphis. But what do you guys think? Memphis or Maryland? What do you guys think at this point? So Larry's got Maryland. Kerry, what do you got? So I've got Maryland. So by majority, we'll go with Maryland. But I'm not that I wouldn't be surprised if Memphis moved on. I mean, it's unfortunate that young man got hurt so late in the year. You hate to see that. So Maryland in the highest scoring game of the tournament. I like that. And that's going to be fun. We want those type of games. We don't want some, neither team can score. It's almost like two heavyweights afraid to like really throw some haymakers. That's what I like in some of those tournament games too that are in the 50s and 60s. It's nauseating. So but on the flip side, some teams use that strategy because that's the only way they can pull the upset. So there's that too. All right, going to Drake, Texas Tech. I actually picked Drake in this one, but Kerry, you did say Texas Tech is a dangerous team. Again, I'm trying not to go so much chalk, but at the same time, I think it's going to be a hell of a game. Drake versus Texas Tech. I've got Drake, but what do you guys think? Because obviously, if you guys think Texas Tech, we will roll with the Red Raiders into the Sweet 16. So let's see here. Okay, Larry's got Texas Tech. Kerry, who do you got? If you got Texas Tech, I will roll with Texas Tech. So, yep, Texas Tech it is. So the Rebels with a cause bracket will go Texas Tech in that one. And then Kansas versus St. John's, another matchup of coaches. You got Bill Self, you got not John Calipari, Rick Pitino. So you got Pitino against Self Saturday evening in Providence, ironically, where Rick Pitino once coached. So what do you guys think? Do the Red Storm get it done, or does Kansas still live to fight another day with their preseason #1 ranking? I've got St. John's winning. What say you guys? Okay, Kerry's got St. John's. Larry's got St. John's. So we all are in agreement. St. John's moves on. Okay. All right. Now, based on the Rebels with a cause bracket in the Sweet 16 game, we've got Florida against Maryland. So I've got the Gators winning that one. I just don't think Maryland will have the horses to hang with them. I think that the Gators will probably get Maryland in foul trouble, and this will probably be the highest margin of victory in the Sweet 16 of any of the matchups if this matchups takes place, just because the Gators are just going to grind them out. So we all agree that the Gators. Larry's got the Gators. Kerry's got the Gators. We will go with Florida in the Rebels with a cause bracket. All right, Texas Tech versus St. John's. I've got St. John's in this one. Of course, I had St. John's based on them playing Drake, but I think St. John's is good enough to beat Texas Tech. And I've got St. John's taking on Florida in the Elite Eight. What do you guys have? So, see here. See, Larry's got St. John's. Kerry's got St. John's. So we will go with St. John's with the majority. All right, and now finally, probably the potential best Elite Eight matchup. Florida, the 1 seed, St. John's, the 2 seed. It's in San Francisco. So it's kind of ironic that East Coast teams will be battling it out on the West Coast. Does the time zone affect anybody? Do the Gators get it done? Or, does Rick Pitino get back to another Final Four with another team? So, Kerry, you've got St. John's. Larry, you've got Florida. I've got Florida. So we're going to go with the Gators, but honestly, flip a coin in that one. Honestly, I would not be surprised if St. John's gets there. So moving over to the Midwest. Houston is the number 1 seed. They're going to be taking on SIU Edwardsville. I think we can all agree that and Houston are going to get this done. So I will go on ahead and speed that one up. But let's go to that 8-9 matchup. Gonzaga. These games are going to be played in Wichita, Kansas tomorrow and Saturday. Gonzaga, the 8 seed, against Georgia, the 9 seed. Gonzaga won the WCC tournament. I like the Zags here over the Bulldogs. So I don't know what you guys think. Kerry's got Houston. Larry, you got the Zags. So, okay. All right. I've got Gonzaga. What do you think, Kerry? Are you going Georgia? Are you going Gonzaga? Kerry is going Gonzaga. So we have the Gonzaga Bulldogs moving on to play Houston. Moving on to that, another 5-12 matchup. Again, this is why I don't see the 12s upsetting the 5s. I think that you have some really strong 5s. 6-11 matchup to keep an eye on, but you've got Clemson against McNeese. Clemson's a good team. They're senior laden. They can make threes. They're big. They're physical. Brad Brownell got them to the Elite Eight last year. Fan by any means, but I think that they're good enough to get by McNeese. What say you guys? Do you agree with me that Clemson moves on, or does McNeese pull the upset here as the 12 seed? What are you guys? Clemson is underrated. Clemson wins. So, yeah, that was interesting, Larry. Yeah, I mean, because he is the coach of McNeese, and he already accepted the NC State job. And I found that interesting that they couldn't wait till after they lost the field to make the announcement. But so be it. I agree. Clemson wins, so we're going to move on. Purdue against High Point. Now, here's the thing. Purdue doesn't have Zach Edey. And I'm not trying to be a hater when I say this. They have been known to choke in the tournament at times. And realistically, this High Point team is no joke. I actually got High Point upsetting Purdue. I think there's going to be a lot of points scored, and I think High Point gets it done just enough, honestly. So, well, we've got somebody to join us. We do have somebody to join us. What's up, man? How you doing?
Doing great, man. I'm in the slap with the great Westoven beats.
Yes. Absolutely.
My bad, man. I got tied up, so I missed the first half of this.
Yeah, no, we've been picking the games so far and so forth. It's been myself, Kerry, and Larry doing this and so forth. And right now we're in the Midwest picking the brackets. We just picked Houston, we picked Gonzaga, we picked Clemson, and majority right now with the Rebels with a Cause, we have High Point upsetting Purdue in the 13-4 seed matchup. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Larry giving a shout out to Two Pair. What's up, man? Look at that.
Hey, man, just rocking my Yves Saint Laurent. Shout out to them. They got it. Shit looks like a North Face shirt, but it does. Really Yves Saint Laurent.
It does. Look at that. So.
James, I'm trying to get this birthday money. Thank you.
Thank
you for getting my birthday money.
Yeah, absolutely.
The strippers are going to thank you. No, I'm just playing.
Well, tell them I said hello. So there we go from afar. So
I tell them you said hi.
That's some dangerous cologne. That's what Larry said. That's some dangerous cologne. So yeah. But yeah, so we're gonna go with High Point in that one. So let me go on ahead.
High Point pulling out the upset.
High Point pulling up the upset. So
Okay.
yeah, one thing that we've determined is that not looking at the 5-12 matchup this year, the 6-11 is where the upsets are.
I like the
happening.
Missouri Drake. I think the Missouri Drake game is very interesting to me.
Yep. Yeah, we picked Drake and North Carolina going to the Elite Eight, by the way. We got North Carolina going to the Elite
Eight. Can I tell
Eight.
you something? Carolina's scary.
They looked good. I watched them in the ACC tournament. They looked good.
But let me say this.
Yeah.
San Diego State was not that good this year.
Yeah, they weren't the traditional, but man, they whipped some. They put belts to asses yesterday, though. So I mean,
that was the North Carolina. But the thing is, North Carolina struggled against quad 1 teams. North Carolina is going to beat the lesser teams because of what they played in the ACC. You know what I'm saying? So what you play in the ACC is going to determine that. My bad. Let me get my man Coach in here. Look at him. Look at him. Coach of the year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Coach
absolutely. So yeah. No, I mean Carolina's playing some great basketball right now. That's the one thing that I was talking about, and they have found something with Elliot Cadeau at the point guard. They've moved R.J. Davis to the shooting guard.
RJ should have been the 2 anyway.
Yeah, and Lupin I feel has been a better big man than Armando Baycott has been for the last couple of years. He's not stiff.
Well, Baycott's a pro now, so
yeah, exactly. So, but
Baycott so was an All-American there.
He was an All-American. He was very good. So, but Lupin has really kind of come on for them and got second team All-ACC tournament last week too. So, do we have a Texas Xavier score? Last I saw, Texas was winning, but I've not seen who was winning or if that game is over by this point.
No, I'll pull it up. Texas is up 62-52.
Okay, so here's the deal. In that matchup, I had Texas beating Xavier, but I liked Illinois as the 6th seed beating whoever won the Texas Xavier game. What do you guys think? Do you guys got Illinois or Texas? So because we'll go with the majority. So you got Illinois.
Texas is not that good to me.
Yeah, they're not.
I have been impressed.
Gotcha.
They're not a good ball team. They're gonna fire their coach.
Oh, Shane's back. Shane was on earlier. He's back, so he's working. So yeah.
I had to go do a hot work permit.
Oh, gotcha.
That's what's up.
Yeah, so we're now in the Midwest. Yeah, we're in the Midwest now. So we've got Illinois winning that upset on the Wildcats, or does Kentucky get out of the first round this year,
Kentucky
guys?
Win.
You got Kentucky? I got Kentucky.
Kentucky.
I'm a Kentucky. Look, here's why. Mark Pope has done a tremendous job in his first year. He's embodied what Kentucky basketball is all about, and he's going to get the guys in there that can play that style of basketball. And that's why I think, Kentucky's going to make some noise in the next few years.
You know, they I'll tell you one thing with what they've done this year, they I think they just have had some bad luck with the injuries. Be a dangerous team right now if they were fully healthy. That's what I think. But yeah. So I think they win this one. I think they definitely beat Troy. Kind of surprised that was the CBS Friday night game as opposed to the Gators being on there as the ones.
I would have thought the game.
They put them on TBS.
I ain't gonna lie, Florida.
They put them on TBS.
I think the Florida UConn game is going to be very interesting if it happens.
Oh yeah. We picked it. We all picked that. We thought it would be Florida versus UConn. So for sure. So yeah. But yeah, everybody's got Kentucky. All right, let's move on to UCLA, Utah State. Another 7-10 matchup. I did actually pick Utah State. I picked Utah State.
I don't like the way UCLA's played all year.
Yeah.
The coach, those guys don't play for Mick Cronin.
They're playing for themselves. They're playing for themselves.
They're playing for themselves. And Mick Cronin, I don't know how much longer they're going to put up with him at UCLA. He's not winning at a high clip. You're not getting the Final Fours like that. Like he's gotten the one Final Four? Or was that Ben Howland? All right, did you just freeze?
Like I mean, it's just crazy. They really have not had much success since I mean, who was he the coach
Ben
a couple
Howland?
years ago? Yeah, but who was the
Who took him to the
Gonzaga
was
hit
it
them?
Alfred? Was it Steve
Alfred.
Alfred who took him to a Final Four? Or was that Mick Cronin?
I think it was. I think.
Let's
Maybe
look it
it was
up.
Alfred. Shane,
Hey,
Shane,
can
who was that?
somebody look that up for us?
Who was
not
who was
sure.
the coach for UCLA a couple of years ago when Gonzaga hit the game-winning shot in the Final
Jaime
Four?
Jaquez was on that Final Four team.
Yes, he was.
If I had access to my computer, I'd pull
I'm
it up
looking
right
it
now.
up. Hold on a second. Wait a minute. UCLA coach. And that would have been the 2021 terrible tournament that was played in Indianapolis. So UCLA basketball. It was Mick. It was actually Mick. He was in his second year. It was his second year, and he led them to the Final Four. Yep. Yep. So, and then the next year they didn't do well. Like they had expectations. So yeah, but
Mm-hmm.
all right. So everybody's got Utah State winning that one in an upset. So okay. All right. Okay. And what about Tennessee against Wofford?
What the hell do you think? They're gonna beat the brakes off those sorry motherfuckers. Hold on. First off, I said that shit. I don't give a fuck. Let me tell you something. Wofford should not even be in this fucking conversation. Furman, you let everybody down in the SoCon.
They
when
did.
You got yourself out of the goddamn game. Let me tell you what Furman did. Furman, you shot yourselves out of a basketball game when all you need to do was play just a very half-court game. You allowed Wofford to get to the tournament, and I'm sorry, they stink.
And can I say this? And we didn't get and then they prevented us from seeing the cute girl with the FU hat on. With the FU hat on. She was hot. That cute little brunette. Damn Wofford. So on that one. So shoot.
Somebody saw my whole eyeball just now. I'm so sorry.
They did. Yeah, they did.
Nah, so. I'm sorry. Furman, you guys were the best team in the SoCon all year. You literally shot yourself out of the game by shooting threes as if Steph Curry was walking through the door.
Yeah, it was bad.
You then, check this out, James and Shane. They don't play any type of get back defense. They get beat back door. They get beat in the half court, and Furman is not dancing, and you're NIT bound.
Mm-hmm.
You did it to yourself.
Yeah, it was horrible.
You did it to
yourself.
That was awful. Because Wofford is about to get a mud hole stomped in them.
You know what? I'm going to leave it like this. Just because of everything you just brought up, Tennessee should drive over them, put it in reverse, and then drive over them again. You just made me so angry about all that all over again.
If Tennessee loses this game, it will be because of turnovers.
Uh-huh.
It will be because they got out physicaled on the boards. You remember when Jonas Adu caught the Zach Edey flu?
Yeah.
He caught the Zach Edey flu and moved to Arkansas.
Yeah, he did. We have them losing promptly in the first round to Kansas, by the way. So we do, but could be wrong. All right, so let's go on to the next round. Houston against Gonzaga. Does Gonzaga pull the upset? A lot of people are picking that one, or Houston Gonzaga. A lot of people are picking Gonzaga as that, but I got Houston winning that one. So.
You know why?
Why is that?
Houston got them dudes from the third ward, James.
They do.
Dang. You know them third ward boys?
Yep.
Them third ward, they got them goons.
Yeah.
They got them dudes that Curry Reeves used to put behind bars.
Here, Larry's got a good one. Gary Coleman's got a better shot of beating Brock Lesnar than Wofford beating UT. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, everybody's got Houston, so we've moved Houston on. Okay. What about Clemson against High Point? Since we all picked High Point in the upset, Clemson against High. I think Clemson rolls them. I really do. I think Clemson is a very physical team, and they'll get to that Sweet 16. So yeah,
We don't go with High Point with the Cinderella season.
I don't know. It'd be fun to say High Point. So there we go. So it's like Moorhead. You know what I mean? Type of thing. We liked them last year. So yeah.
I have a Moorhead shirt. My kid's cheer coach went to Moorhead and gave us all Moorhead shirts.
I love that.
Can I say this?
You can say anything.
Clemson is one scary team. I like Clemson. Clemson. You know what? Clemson could make an Elite Eight.
I've got them playing Tennessee in the Elite Eight.
But we beat them already. We know how they play.
Mm-hmm.
We're better against the non-conference. We beat Louisville. We beat Clemson.
Mm-hmm.
We can beat North Carolina if it came down to it.
We've beaten North Carolina before. We beat Illinois this year.
Yep.
We know the buzzer beater layup, but still.
We beat Illinois the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So when I say this, I've done my research. The only team that scares me is the team that's beaten us twice.
Kentucky.
No. Florida. Oh yeah.
No, we've lost
the Kentucky game. I just don't understand what happened in that game.
Not what happened in that one either.
Like for them to lose to Kentucky and we're, if not 5 or 10 times better. I do. I love Moorhead.
Yes, sir. Houston Nutt and Casey Dick didn't play for more. I remember Casey Dick. That was great. Keep going, too, Bear.
My bad.
No, you're fine.
I was talking to the incredible producer of Tennessee. When I tell you West Oven Beats has been cooking, he been cooking like Clinton Portis was cooking Nebraska
in that Rose Bowl. Yeah, it was. So, I like that.
Hey, James.
Oh. I still have that. I still have it. I watch it whenever I'm lonely. So that's all I got.
Dude, I cried. Because you know deep down, Florida State and Miami are like cousins.
Yeah.
Like, we rib and jab at each other, but it's never. I don't dislike Miami. Mm-hmm. I love Miami. Mm-hmm. My godmother is from North Dade. Hold on, give me 1 second. Let me show you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate all my rivals. I hate all of them.
Well, here's the thing. Kerry's got Illinois beating Kentucky, Tennessee beating Utah State. I can't disagree with that. Does anybody think Kentucky beats Illinois, or what do y'all think?
I think Illinois takes Kentucky.
Yeah.
I like Kentucky against Illinois because Illinois doesn't have a Terrence Shannon this year.
Yeah.
Okay, they don't. They're good. They play very good basketball, though, because they took us to the wire.
Yeah.
But it was in their place.
Okay.
And Chaz Lanier was cold.
So we've got 4 Illinois, 1 Kentucky, unfortunately. So we got to go with the majority. Since it's the Rebels with a Cause bracket. So we'll go Illinois. And then let me ask you this. I assume everybody agrees Tennessee. Oh, look at that. Look at that right there.
So you see my godmother is
So
my godmother from Miami, North Dade, Coral Gables, you know what I'm saying? North Dade, Miami, and you see Mama Tizzle right here. Y'all give it up for Mama Tizzle. Looking like Mama Tizzle. Everybody know Mama
I
Tizzle.
love
Say
that.
hello.
Hello. I love
And
that.
then my godmother Cookie right here is the reason why I'm a Miami Heat fan, and I don't dislike the Canes. I just was a Dion, Charlie Ward,
Yeah, Larry hates Florida State.
Oh, he hates us? You should hate Florida. You shouldn't hate.
Larry
We're
hates
cousins.
Florida State. He's a huge. Yeah, I mean, I think that where you guys find the definite common ground is the North Carolina for sure. Like you guys got the Tar
I'm a
Heel
North
thing
Carolina
going
guy.
for sure.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
see, I'm
All
a
right.
North Carolina guy because of like the you know what I'm saying, to be able to be in that arena, be able to go to certain camps, you know what I'm saying. Shamad Williams, Ed Cota, you know what I'm saying, Antoine Jameson, Vince Carter, Julius Peppers, Ronald Curry. I'm gonna say a lot of guys from North Carolina, Joe Forte, and the Steelers. Like me and Larry Frank are kind of like, it's weird. It's like we're brothers almost because we like a lot of the same teams.
Mm-hmm. And
See,
one
I like
guy's in Louisiana, one guy's in Tennessee. So
but
look at
see, I
that.
like the Steelers and the Falcons because those are the two teams I played with on Tecmo Super Bowl. If I play with you on Tecmo Super Bowl, it's pretty much a route that you're gonna be ingrained as my team.
Yeah, for sure. Well, let me ask you this, guys. Kerry put Clemson versus Tennessee in the Elite Eight with Tennessee going to the Final Four.
Yes.
That's what I had. That's what I had.
Yeah.
Do we want to agree with that?
I
agree with that one.
I think Clemson, I think those group of guys, if they were to get over the hump, because I think that Alabama game just broke them to the point where I think they're wanting to get back to an Elite Eight.
Mm-hmm.
And we knew we would see Clemson or Louisville or North Carolina. You're going to see those teams when you have a lot of quad wins. Like, we don't have any ugly losses but one. Everything else.
Who would you say is the ugly loss to, Per? Vanderbilt?
The first Florida loss.
Oh, the first. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
We got out tough. I talked with Shane about it. I said, Shane, man, we just got embarrassed.
Well, that game was horrible. But then we took it to them with two of our best players out and won by 20. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think that the game the other night, I mean, those were two teams that had just played 3 days of incredible basketball. I mean, just slugging it out at the end.
Florida's depth is what helped them because they can swap out the big man like we were talking earlier. They can swap out that big man and kept their guys out of foul trouble while we were in foul trouble pretty much the whole second half and had guys fouling out.
And let me say this. Akparo, you were over 7 foot. How are you missing tip ins? Like,
I can't stand that.
How are you I'm sorry, you're 7 foot. 7
Play
foot.
Play like it.
Like, I don't get this.
Yeah.
For big men. For you to earn your motherfucking money. For you to become a valued asset in the league. It is imperative that you rebound the goddamn basketball and get tip-ins.
Yeah.
That's how you get your points.
Yep. And block. And block the damn ball. Yeah.
That's it.
Block the ball. I mean,
don't do anything else.
I don't know.
It's
a lost art.
Like, check this out. Jonas Haydu. I know I've been harping on it. He went from all SEC, right? You went from all SEC to moving to Arkansas to barely making the tournament.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You left the number one team in the country. You left the number one team in the country.
Yep.
What do you have to show for it?
And he got coached by a shittier coach.
Check this out. Let me give you something. That's like me leaving West Oven and getting one of these slow Rudy Toot candy ass producers named Shuck Polnuck from Tupelo, Mississippi, who said, "Yeah, man, I got all them beats for you, and I know James Freeman and Shane McGee. I know to make their song good. I can make their song good." And you went to West, right? I used to live out west. I used to live out with Tupelo, Mississippi. Why would I leave West? So that's what Jonas Adu did.
Yeah.
You left Dr. Dre for Dr. Heshay. Pretty much.
He's the guy with the dunce cap. He's the guy with the dunce cap on, the little
He
thing
is.
that spins around, the little helicopter thing. So
Can I
little
tell you
dunce
something?
cap.
Can I tell you what was my favorite moment of this year?
Was when Tennessee beat their ass or what? So
No, I'm going to take it to West High School. You know what my favorite moment of this year was?
Was
learning about losing in our highest moment. Think about it. We came close to, very, 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 very close.
That was
to
a touchdown.
Yes, to winning 3 straight state titles, right? We came an inch away, right?
mm-hmm.
An inch.
And we would have won it. We would have gotten the third. We would have. We
would have, right? Check this out. Then we go to Hardin Valley.
Oh my God. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
But have you noticed we are covering moments in successful seniors' years? Like they're learning about losing.
Mm-hmm.
And guess who's the coach of the year?
Coach E behind you. So yep. Yes. There he is. We still got to get him on the show. So
hey, who's the regional coach of the year?
Was it the Oak Ridge coach?
No. I'm talking about regional coach for football.
Oh, Lamar?
Who was the regional assistant coach of the year?
Oh gosh. Our guy.
Ellerby?
Rod Ellerby. Yeah.
Okay. But you see where I'm going with this.
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
So,
and the way baseball team's playing, I think we got a baseball coach of the year about to happen, to be honest with you. The way baseball
and we need to make some games.
That's
let's
coming.
Look at the
yeah, we just got to get through this March. We got the April. We got something in April when
I feel like April should be
April.
We should give these guys their just due. The baseball team. Let's brag on the baseball team real quick. I know we're doing these brackets, but our West High baseball team may be a team that can compete for a state title.
They're winning. I mean, they have a winning record already, and that's
when I tell you
like that in a while.
When I tell you the stuff I hear about it being exciting baseball, I'm proud.
Mm-hmm. I am too. We got to have him on too. So yeah. So let me ask you this: Clemson versus Tennessee. Do we go Tennessee in that one in the Elite Eight?
Yes.
So Tennessee getting the Final Four.
But if Clemson wins, it wouldn't like surprise me. It's just like
no.
Because I think them seeing us a second time, they're gonna watch a lot of the floppy action we like to run with Chaz and Gainey, because I think Tennessee's gotten a flow of using a bunch of the floppy action, pin down, curl action that Florida kind of exposed it Sunday because they locked that shit down.
Yeah. If
you're not hitting shots against Florida, it's a wrap. If you turn over the ball like this guy Ziegler was doing, it's a fucking wrap.
Yeah. And they go 10 deep. They're deep. I mean,
go 10 deep.
They'll foul you out if the refs are calling a tight game or blowing that whistle. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we've got the Midwest region taken care of, which we've just done. So let's go up to the East region. These games are going to be played, the majority of them, Friday, Sunday. You got Mount St. Mary's beat American tonight, so Mount St. Mary's plays Duke. I think that we all will take Duke in that one. I don't foresee anything happening there. What about
the
this
whole
Mississippi?
Team gets food poisoning.
Yeah,
Xavier looks like they're gonna beat Texas.
Unless the whole team gets food poisoning from a bad pizza delivery.
Oh,
State
they're in
Baylor
Dayton.
game. You know, Two-Pair,
Oh,
we
this
talked
helps
about Baylor
This helps
last week.
Xavier. Yo, this helps Xavier. Xavier's gonna win.
Yeah.
Xavier's
It's like a home
gonna
game
win.
for them.
Xavier's
Yeah, Dayton's
gonna
not
win.
that far from
Xavier's gonna
Cincinnati.
win.
So,
Xavier,
yeah.
you know why Xavier's gonna win?
What's that?
It's a pseudo home game.
It is. It is a
Pseudo home game. Everybody and their mom is there because it's in Ohio.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It is. Well, hey, Trooper, let me ask you this because it's funny we talked about this team last week, Baylor. You know, they haven't had that successful year. They had all these transfers come in. They play Mississippi State. Who do you got in that game? Because I actually I was going back and forth on this one. I think I went with Baylor, but I wouldn't be surprised if Mississippi State wins.
I went with Baylor because I love VJ Edgecombe.
Yeah, yeah.
And I feel like he's the guy you're watching because right now he could be the 10th lottery pick off the board right now.
Yeah, for sure.
He's one of the more exciting players in college basketball. And the game against Texas Tech, I watched him in the Big 12, and I think he's wanting to redeem himself for the way that game played out because that was one of the worst plays drawn up, and he takes a last-second shot, a la six-man Kadeem Hardison type thing.
Gotcha. Well, we got 2 Baylor, 2 Mississippi State. Shane, break the tie.
Okay, Baylor.
All right, so we're going to move Baylor on. But, you know, we'll give props though. All right, what about this 5-12 matchup? Oregon, Dana Altman, hell of a coach. Liberty, the Flames, 28-6 as the 12 seed. Do we have that 12-5 upset? I don't see it. I got Oregon. What do you guys got?
Oregon.
Okay, Carrie, Larry, what do you all think? I mean, we got Oregon already as the majority, but I just want to record your all's picks too. So
What?
Which one? Which one we doing? I'm sorry.
Done for sure. So, yeah. Carrie's got Oregon. So we got 4 Oregon, 1 Liberty. Okay, what about this Arizona-Akron game? Now, do you know this is... Oh, okay, you got Arizona?
I got Arizona.
You guys will probably pick the majority. Do you know I actually got Akron in this game? I mean, there's something about them with the 3-pointers and everything.
You think Akron can beat them?
I think they could. I'm not saying it could happen, but the thing is Arizona's been streaky. Which Caleb Love is going to show up? The one that scores 40 points or the one that scores 4 points?
Hold on. Arizona lost the championship.
Go Zips. Go
Did
Zips.
Arizona lose to the championship in the championship?
Yeah, they lost to Houston. They played them tough, but they lost by 7 to Houston in the Big 12
They lost by
championship.
7 to Houston.
To Houston. Yeah, 68-61, I think was the final.
Okay, let's look at something with Akron. What was the score when Akron won their conference tournament?
They actually, would you believe this, were down by 18 points. Miami of Ohio choked that game away. Miami of Ohio choked that game away. I think Akron ended up winning by maybe 3, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. But Akron had been dominant in the MAC. I don't know what the hell happened in that game. So, yeah.
Give me the Zips.
Arizona barely. Okay, so I've got 3 Arizonas, 2 Akrons. The Rebels with a cause bracket will advance Arizona.
Okay.
Because of majority. So, yeah.
Do we really think Akron can pull off an upset?
Do you want to know what I said before you got on the show, Two-Pair? I don't want to be too chalky with my picks, but then I don't want to be, you know, like did I chalk enough? Like, if that makes sense. Like, did I pick enough upsets? That's the thing. But there's some dominant teams this year. But it's like I said, man, how the ref's going to call the game? Is the crowd going to turn on you when 2 other fan bases want the easier matchup? You know what I mean? It's all crazy stuff. That's why it's madness. That's why it is. So the next game, though, I really am stuck on. It's BYU, who a lot of people love, against VCU. And VCU's got a really fun team to watch. They go 11 deep, from what I understand.
What you said? VCU
and BYU. Like, it's a 6-11 game. This is a game that is like one of the most looked upon matchups tomorrow, honestly.
Give me VCU.
I have VCU, but a lot of people like BYU to even get to the Elite 8, upsetting Alabama.
VCU
That's
always
what I've been
I like
seeing.
BYU. I like
VCU
BYU.
always does good in the tournament. So
They do.
I
VCU.
like BYU.
Okay, so we've got 4 VCUs, 1 BYU. So because of the majority, we'll go VCU. But Two-Pair, you get your props next week if BYU wins that game. So.
Well, I'm pretty daggum good when I gotta be.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
I'm
All
pretty
right, what
daggum.
about this Wisconsin-Montana game? 3 versus 14. This is the
Wisconsin
highest scoring Wisconsin team.
beats them.
All right, we're going to go Wisconsin.
Yeah,
Okay.
but let me say this:
Sure.
for 28 minutes, it's going to be a great game.
Mm-hmm.
20. It's going to be a strong 28 minutes.
The Grizzlies, the Montana Grizzlies. So, yeah. All right, Larry's got Wisconsin too. Okay, what about this St. Mary's Vanderbilt game? St. Mary's? Or what do you think? Vandy? Okay.
Vandy, look, you know what?
Vandy's good.
Vandy's going to lock the fuck up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Vandy is going to lock you up. And they beat us.
Almost twice. Almost twice.
That's what I'm saying.
They're
like,
good.
I don't know it's the playing style because they can go. They're not like an up-tempo team, not heavy transition. It is very methodical the way they beat a lot of teams.
Okay. All right, so you've got Vandy. Larry's got St. Mary's. Carrie's got Vandy.
I'm going Vandy.
I've got St. Mary's, so Vandy wins with majority. So, okay, Vanderbilt it is. Okay, and then Robert Morris against Alabama. By the way, did you all see that Alabama's big guy is out with the knee injury? He got hurt in that Florida game.
They still win.
Yeah, they'll still win. So, okay.
But
all right.
They got Mark Sears.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah. No, he's really good. So, yeah. Okay, so
they got a baby Jalen Brunson.
They got a baby. All right, so I got so based on the matchups, Duke versus Baylor. I've got Duke against Baylor. What do you guys got?
Duke.
All right. Majority wins on that one. What about Oregon versus Arizona? A Pac-12 matchup that's not a Pac-12 matchup anymore. It's Big 10 versus Big 12. So.
Oregon.
Yeah, I've got Oregon too.
You know why?
Why is that?
I'll Phil Knight gonna put about 100 of them things on Oregon, and that's gonna ship the tide, and them motherfuckers gonna be point shaving like shit. I said it.
Yeah. All right. Okay. What about this one? VCU versus Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Okay. What do you got?
I got VCU.
I've got VCU. What do you guys got? Carrie, Larry, you're going to break the tie. Or right now we got 2 VCUs, 1 Wisconsin. See here, Larry's got a VCU, so we're going to advance VCU based on majority. So,
you know what? They go 11 deep. If VCU did make a run, it wouldn't like surprise me. They could get
yeah, I mean it's March.
Hell, they fuck around could make a Final Four.
They could. I mean, they really could. So, I mean, and then Vanderbilt, Alabama. What do you guys got in that one?
Oh, and Alabama.
Alabama. I got Bama. I got Bama.
Bama definitely beat. You know why? Because Bama knows what that is.
Yeah.
Like they seen that. They can beat that.
Yeah. Alabama was in the Final Four last year, weren't they? They were. So, I mean, they just ran into Connecticut like everybody else did. So they got that experience.
Yeah, that game for what, 25 minutes, 30 maybe.
It was interesting for 25 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
it was. But then you saw what UConn is.
Yeah.
What was? I mean, you saw what UConn was.
They were amazing. They were really good.
That was the UConn Invitational last year.
It was this year. You can't say that. This year, You've got about 7 or 8 teams that could win this thing, maybe 9 or 10. Okay. All right. So based on this, Duke and Oregon, I've got Duke, and I'm going to tell you why I've got Duke in this one. It's up in Newark, New Jersey, and a lot of people have always said that's always like Cameron North, the New York arenas and all that because of their alumni base. And Oregon's having to fly across the country. That's tough.
Give me Duke all day.
Yeah, I've got Duke in that one. What do you guys got? So
Duke.
I know Larry's picking Oregon, so I know Larry's got Oregon. Here it is. He's still got Baylor. He's still got Baylor going to win that game. Carrie's got Duke as well. So, okay. All right. So Duke in that one. And then I assume we're all going Bama over VCU. Just too much
Absolutely.
Musketeers
Yeah.
and just physical of Alabama. So, all right. Okay. And then the matchup that I think would probably be one of the sexiest ones, Duke's defense against Alabama's offense. What do you got? First to
Duke.
92 wins. So,
Duke.
yeah, Duke.
Duke.
Yeah. All right. So we got a majority got Duke going against over Alabama. Larry, I got Bama. Let's see here. Carrie's got Bama. So we got 3 Dukes to 2 Bamas. So majority for the Rebels with the cause. Okay. Now, 2-pair to catch you up. We had Florida and St. John's in the Elite 8 with Florida representing the West bracket. And then in the South, we had Louisville beating North Carolina to get to the Final Four. By the way, we did. We have Louisville upsetting Auburn in the second round because of that game being in Lexington. That's what we all. Yeah.
That could
Yeah.
happen.
So based on that, you've got on this Final Four, Louisville versus Florida. I've got Florida winning that game. I don't know what you
Florida.
got. If that was the matchup, who do
Florida.
you guys pick? So,
Florida. I think Florida might win it.
yeah.
If it's not us, it's either Florida. I think it's either. There's 4 teams that could probably win it, and they're from the SEC.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Tennessee's the top 6 odds.
I like Tennessee's bracket. I love Tennessee's bracket. I think this was the most favorable bracket Tennessee's gotten in a long time. So don't have to worry about Purdue. You know, I mean,
And
shit.
anybody catching the ED flu?
No, no. So
I really can't stand Purdue.
all right, so I've Florida beating Louisville, so we got Florida in the championship. All right, Duke versus Tennessee. Who do you got?
Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Even
Carrie?
though the best player on the floor is playing for Duke.
Yeah.
Like,
Cooper. Yeah.
yeah, I'm saying Tennessee because I'm a homer. And it's shit, I know that's wrong.
Give me the 5'9" god who's been breaking records. Tennessee all day.
Yeah.
All right, so the majority goes Tennessee in that one. All right. So now we've got a rematch of the SEC final that just took place 3 days ago as our national championship game. Florida versus Tennessee. Who's our champion and what is the point spread? Like, or how many points? Like, what's the total points between both?
The total points? Well, like 176.
But I've got to go with Florida. So
I'm going Tennessee.
okay.
You lost by 20, won by 20. Toughed it out as best you could this past weekend. Learn how they're going to do everything inside. You adapt. Tennessee by 5 with a point spread, with total points being, or give me, is it total points or is it final score?
It's total points. Yeah. I always like to go 77, 72. Like that's, I guess what is that combined? That's 149. That's what I always like to pick if it's a tiebreaker. I never get that far, but you know what I mean, type of a thing. So I'd go the same. Larry's got Tennessee 162. Tennessee's got 162. Carrie's got Tennessee 165. So I'm
Tennessee 163.
okay. Tennessee 163. 2-pair. You take Tennessee over Florida?
Yes,
Okay.
I have to.
All right.
It would only. I could not go against the Vols.
Sure.
That's against.
I think it's been such a good matchup this year, and we call it a stalemate at 2-2 apiece. But
Gotcha.
Tennessee hanging the banner.
All right. So what I'm going to do?
Rick Barnes rides off into the sunset.
I'm going to go 163 points because that seemed like the middle of what everybody was saying. Everybody said Tennessee, so I'm going to go Tennessee over Florida, 163 points. Here's the Rebels with a Cause bracket filled out in its entirety and will be entered in the ESPN Tournament Challenge tonight. So, yes. Yeah, that's it right there. So,
Come on, 100%. Come on, 100%.
be nice. Warren Buffett still offering that billion or what? So, yeah. I mean, shoot. Be nice. So,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. So, well, guys, I loved this. A second annual, we picked the tournament. I hope we do better this go around than we did last time, honestly. So, yeah.
How bad did we do last year?
Here's the thing. Connecticut ended up winning it for us, but we only did get 1 out of the 4 Final Four teams. We did because we had Tennessee, Purdue got there. We had Houston, and it ended up being NC State getting there from the other bracket, and then we all had North Carolina, and it ended up being Alabama that got there. So we only got 1 out of the 4 Final Four teams last year. So yeah, it was an interesting tournament last year. So it was. Yeah.
What I love about this year's tournament is there's no clear set. Like, it's this team's invitational.
Yeah. Carrie's calling Zakai Ziegler as the most outstanding player. That'd be pretty cool. That would be pretty awesome. So yeah. But guys, here's the thing. It's here. 12 o'clock. You hear that? Dun 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 dun. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. I'm so excited, guys.
Get your computers, your laptops, your TVs, your phones ready to go.
Yeah, I've got 3 computers ready to go tomorrow in my office, as busy as I'm going to be, and I have nothing but basketball being surrounded. So yes. So yeah. Well, guys, great show. And thank you, Larry and Carrie, for participating. 2 pairs, Shane and me, as busy as we were, we got it done tonight. And next week, we will be celebrating 2 pairs' birthday. So you let us know when you want to have the show, and we will go from there, my friend. So, yeah, absolutely. So, yeah. But all right, guys. Well, listen, great job. 2 pair, you want to close us out?
Yes, man, I really want to thank all y'all for tuning in to the show tonight. Man, we like to give thanks. And then, hey, can we put up the hey man, look, man, I'm trying to do a show, man. I'm trying to do a show. Look, man.
Here, Larry put this up there for you, 2 pair, for your birthday. There you go.
West Overton's got them all, so yeah, we gonna get them all.
There we go. There we go. So,
yeah, man. Shout out to West Overton Beats. But now, hey man, enjoy the tournament. It is my favorite time. My birthday's the 24th, so March is a significant month for me. My birthday is on Monday, like the 24th. I'm getting old, and I'm still teaching some stuff at UT, like, you know what I'm saying? And it's kind of crazy, but this might be one of my last classes there for this group of seniors. You know, this is like it. I won't have this group of seniors anymore. And you got to think, I was doing this mentor program starting at West. And you see how many guys I graduated from that. You know what I'm saying? So this is a big month for a lot of people. Great men were born in March. It's true.
Including Larry. Birthday. Yes, including Larry. So
me and Peyton Manning share the same birthday, March 24th. That's why I got a cannon.
That's pretty cool. So
nice.
I love it.
Sure.
I love it.
But no, I really am thankful for Shane and James, because we do a show and it feels as if there's 16 guys working this, but there's 3.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it takes a big sacrifice. Like, Shane is at work right now, sacrificing time. Like, James, as soon as he gets off work, he's sacrificing time. And the most valuable resource.
Yeah, I came late.
The most valuable resource we have in this world is our time. And so, when I say that, value your time. Treat time as if it's money, and you've got to be on time. And tonight I wasn't because I got tied up in the studio. I got tied up with the honeys. I got tied up with the stripper.
I love it.
So
It's after 11, so
oh, it is.
it is.
Hey, Dr. Speeds, please mark all this out of the app. This part of the show, this is the grown-up part of the show. But nah, man, it be too many of these honeys. They be feeling on my beard, and I be like,
Just
hey,
have to just do it.
Can we put up the West High Math?
Yeah.
To close
we'll
out
do that
the
real
show.
quick. We'll do that
Let's
real
close
quick.
out the show.
Yep.
So Rebels with a cause math. 100 parents to donate $30 a day for 365 days. Parents, we just gave you the marketing tool to do whatever you need to do and get the Bo Sutton. So this is what we're doing here, man. Like we do this on a daily. And this is how me and James and Shane raise money for the school. We give you the math. It's just all about you donating. So let's wrap this up. Love, piece of chicken grease. Throw your dubs up.
Enjoy that tournament, guys. Enjoy that March Madness. It's going to be a killer one. So.